Hey YouTube, how's it going? I recently watched the two Sonic movies and the nostalgia hit me like a train from Station Square. So I booted up Sonic Adventure DX on Steam and went for it. There's a lot of YouTubers better than me who have done videos on the story before, so I'm gonna keep it nice and brief. So Dr. Eggman breaks the Master Emerald, this releases Chaos, and it also causes Angel Island to fall into the ocean. Eggman wants to use Chaos to take over the world, and to do that he needs to give him Chaos Emeralds, all 7 of them in fact. So to stop him, Sonic and Tails go out looking for the emeralds. But for some reason, anytime we get any emeralds, we end up losing them in some silly way. Making the long story short, Chaos gets all 7 emeralds and then proceeds to flood Station Square. But thankfully, Sonic uses the power of positive thought to go Supersonic and punch that fish. I don't know if I've got the speed. Oh, we're just about. Now Chaos is all better, but then Sonic realizes that he's got no insurance to cover the damages and he dips. Now on to the gameplay! I'll run you through all of the characters, of which there is 6. Sonic plays how you would expect. He runs fast. Sometimes he falls through the floor. Sonic! Sonic, please! Sometimes he forgets he can lock onto enemies. Yep, that is normally how this goes. But overall, it's really fun. Especially the 3rd challenge on all of his 10 stages to essentially speedrun the levels. The first one is actually the hardest one to hit the time on, in my opinion. Yes! Fucking hell, Yes! Okay, that was better. Yes! Ah! Oh, the choked! Ah! Yes! Come on, let's go! I guess Sonic's really just out here trying to outrun his problems. Huh? Speaking of which, here he is now. Tails, the Emerald Donator.
That was just too easy.
I was just running around with his emerald.
Gotcha. Hey, he snagged it. What's that? The Chaos Emerald! Whoa! Oh no, the emeralds!
Tails' levels consist of breaking the game by flying over everything and showing that he is in fact the fastest Sonic character. His 3rd stage challenges involve beating a faster version of the stage rival. They legit have to teleport to keep up with you though, so it's pretty funny. Boom shakalaka. Knuckles. Knuckles is in charge of fixing the Master Emerald.
It's up to me to find the missing pieces of the Master Emerald.
So his levels involve finding 3 pieces of it in every stage. You can glide, climb, and dig when you find his gloves. His 3rd stage challenge is speedrunning the finding of the pieces, which I found a cheesy way of doing because fuck learning all the different spawns, man. What you want to do, you want to go into the level, you want to take your time, maybe relax. Find where all the pieces are, but don't collect them. Just remember them. Then restart the level and you'll find that the 3 pieces are exactly where you found them before, except the time has been reset. Boom! Bro, that's so broke. That is so big. So big brain. Amy, Sonic's biggest fan, spends a day in his shoes getting chased around by a Reddit mod, but she's prepared with the banhammer luckily. All of her stages consist of getting to the rescue balloon while being chased by the big robot. She loses momentum very fast, which is a bit annoying, but you can do the air hammer attack to get it back as long as you're moving in a straight line. There's also some fun skips that you can do with the hammer jump, which is fun when speedrunning the levels that she has. Gamma's gameplay is honestly quite good. The lock-on system is solid, his levels are short and sweet, Most end in a mini boss fight, which is part of the speedrunning emblems that you need to do, so it's quite exciting when you're low on time. Gamma's timer also works differently than the rest of the casts, being that it starts with a set amount and then it counts downwards. Killing enemies will add time back to you. The more enemies that you lock onto, the bigger the combo is going to be, and therefore the more time you'll get back when you kill them all. And lastly, that brings us to Big. There's a reason he's a cameo in Sonic Adventure 2. In this high-action, on-the-rails, treasure-hunting, Call of Duty with aimbot, escaping Neckbeard's adventure, they really just went and said, why not relax yourself with the most stressful fishing of your life? I legit had to use a guide just to figure out how to keep fish hooked, because they would just keep nibbling and then swimming away. And when I thought that hooking the fish was the hard part, I couldn't have been more wrong. Fishing at 60 FPS is nearly impossible. Your tension meter fills up so damn fast. You pull the fish a meter closer just for it to pull away another 3. It's so annoying. I had to go into NVIDIA to force the game to lock at 20 FPS just so I could have a chance. A chance. And oh boy, do you feel 20 FPS in your soul, my guy. But it does make the Fisher more playable. And Big doesn't have a lot of emblems, so it's not the end of the world. There was also some other tomfoolery we had to deal with as well. So to hit the high scores on the plane flying minigame, you've got to hit nearly every enemy that you see, which is fine until you realize you've got to aim by line of sight. Honestly, after about an hour of trying this level over and over again, I thought it was actually impossible. So just imagine my surprise when I look online for tips, and this is what I find. So first off, because I'm on 1920 by 1080, the little crosshair that moves across the screen is little. But why does this matter, you might ask? Well, because apparently if you hold the shoot button and just pass the crosshair through the enemies, it will auto lock onto them for you. So if I drop the res down to something like 640 by 480, the crosshair is massive and it's nearly impossible to miss anything. So the level that I've been playing for about an hour, I was essentially just doing a challenge run because I didn't know how the game worked. The amount of times I thought to myself, what is this crosshair even for? It's just in the way. And it turns out to be the thing that I needed to do. As if this game wasn't already ambitious enough with all of these different game modes, it has an entire life sim built into it as well in the form of the Chow Guard. Look at these little guys. They're so cute. You can name them, we can feed them, and you can pretty much get them to look however you want them to do as long as like you use the right animals. But that's not the best part. We also get to race them against other kids. I mean chows. It's not like we want to prove that ours is better or anything. Now this can take a while as it's recommended that you need about 1500 points in the main 4 stats, which are swim, fly, power, and run. Stamina is always good, but it's not as important as it is in Sonic Adventure 2. Chows have ranks in these stats as well, which determines how many points they get per level. There's an entire website that tells you everything you need to know about these things. Like, it's so ridiculously complicated, you could spend hours explaining it in depth to people. And something that I couldn't find in writing anywhere when I was learning about these things so that I could beat the game is, so a baby chow with, let's say, 1500 run stat doesn't run as fast as an adult chow with 1500 run stat. Which makes sense because the baby is crawling, but nobody has written that down that I can find. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. I power leveled my little winner to 99 on everything and I still couldn't beat every race. Until he learned how to stand on his own 2 legs, then he was an absolute menace. Oh, he's actually already done it. He's won. He's won. He's already won. It's game. It's done. He just needed his adult legs. He just needed to grow up a little bit and he's got it. But like when he's a baby, like, so babies are just slower. Let's go. Yes. Sorry, I've jumped ahead a little bit here. Baby chows, after roughly 3 hours of you being in the garden, not game time by the way, that's actual like you in the garden, they will evolve into what's called an adult chow. The most notable change being that they run instead of crawl, and one of the ranks that they have also goes up a letter. And to power level a chow, you can use animals that you find in stages to boost their stats quicker. Different animals do different stats, but there is a glitch that we're going to exploit to the max now. Normally you can only use one animal once, but if we place the chow and the animal a certain way, we can just keep looping it over and over and over again. So with that brief explanation of how it all works sort of done, I'll cover the races now. So first off, you're going to select which one of your precious baby boys you want to have race. Each race will test certain skills more than others, with the last race being a marathon of all the parts of the course, which obviously tests everything. You can cheer for your child for a little speed boost if they get randomly selected, and it's so exciting to watch. I got slightly too invested in the racing, if I'm going to be honest, because I was so made up when my boy started winning, but I was so angry when he was losing. Look at him go! Look at him go, buddy! He's backstroking. Oh my god. Bro, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's so easy for him. It's so easy. My king. My boy. Oh, it's my boy. So happy for my boy. So once you've won all 5 races and collected the 5 emblems for them, like that's pretty much all there is to do. But that's a lot of gameplay. Like if I didn't have to power level the Chow, like I can't imagine how long that would have took me. There he goes. There's my boy. That's my boy. That's my boy. No way he naps on the finish line. No way he naps on the finish line. Oh my god. That was so worrying. So worrying. That was so worrying. Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 are really just Chow Gardens disguised really well as adventure games. So I think the last thing that I need to cover is probably the missions. That's right, there's even more stuff in the game. It's actually so amazing. There's 60 missions that are spread out across all the adventure areas. These are just the free roam areas between stages. Each character has their own missions, with Sonic obviously having the most. The missions can range from anything from just cutting grass to finding a sign in a stage. Maybe carrying a man from one end of the level to another. And the mission that took me 45 minutes to do, hitting flags on a snowboard. Honestly, this one was so dumb. I just really struggled to control the board, and I just kept missing the flags, and you can't really go backwards in the level, so once you've missed one, you've pretty much just got to do the stage again. Years of training have made me prepared for this. Choked. I choked on number 9. It only takes like 2 minutes to actually do the level, but when you're doing it over and over and over again, it really wears you down. Well, it wore me down anyway. Other than that, it's pretty much just a checklist of like little tasks that you need to do. There's nothing really too bad in it other than the snowboarding bit. Yes! I'm just trying to think if I've forgotten anything. Oh yeah, when we got all 130 emblems, we also unlocked Metal Sonic as a playable character. He is just Sonic with a different skin, but you do get an achievement for finishing all of Sonic's levels again with him instead. It's pretty cool that you can do that, especially when you see Metal Sonic through the game and like the tube and stuff. Quite good. But I'll be honest, if anything, it just made me hate Lost World again. Like, honestly, fuck that level. It's not even that bad of a level, it's just the snake room that annoys me. Like, if I could find a really fast way to just do that section of the level, I'd probably be really happy with it. And that's it, guys. I can't really think of anything more to say about the game. I did want to do a longer video showing a lot more, but I just couldn't get it to look and feel like how I wanted it to. Plus, this is like the 3rd video that I've attempted to make in the last 6 months. And this is the 3rd version of that video as well. I know it sounds like I'm bashing on the game a lot, but honestly, I really loved playing it, and it did bring a smile to my face. The music slaps so hard as well, like the rent must have been due when they made this soundtrack, my guy. My hope is that in making this video, it'll help people who also want 100% the game, and if they come across any of the issues that I encountered, then they'll already know how to solve them. The mod manager also apparently solves some of the issues in regards to like you falling through the levels and the camera being awful to use. Honestly, I could rant about the camera for like an hour, and that's why I've left it till now to mention it. I'm going to see how doing these shorter summary style videos goes for me, as I just don't have a system in place to do longer ones at the minute, and also keep a clear vision in my mind of what I want the video to be, because I'll have a good idea in my head of like what I want to do, and then as I'm doing it, it just doesn't look how I wanted it to look in my head, and then I'm like, oh, it's shit, you know, I'm not doing with it. Not doing it. So I'm going to try this instead, because I'll never clear my backlog if it takes me like 6 months to make a video. And for those of you who've seen my other videos, thanks for being patient with me. I did finish Devil May Cry 3, because of the kind of game that it is, and how much I really enjoyed it. I didn't want to do anything shit with it. So I just haven't done anything with it, I guess. But I will do something with it eventually. I'm thinking along the lines of maybe doing like an S-rank video, but just on the Dante Must Die difficulty. But that's going to kick my ass for a while, so that's like on the back burner, hopefully. But with all that said, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for making it this far. I'm Washed Up Ryan, and I'll see you in the next video.